Hello everybody and welcome back to Victoria, where we are currently really eyeing up this war with Ukraine, and we're running out of time on it. I want to do this, but the real problem is Britain. Britain might intervene, and here's the thing. Britain has 35k, but they also have all of these guys out over here. They've got Newfoundland, which isn't very strong. They've got the US, which is kinda strong. They've got Mexico, which is not very strong. But all of these guys, if they decide to join, would also join. And I think when we combine together Britain plus their client states, plus Ukraine, plus Scandinavia, it's a little too much for us right now. So I think we need to continue to chill for a moment, get through our construction queue, and declare this war later. We need to let our infamy drop further, and hopefully Britain will be not so willing once we're fully recruited up. That would be nice. We could also think about maybe getting a couple more armies. But for right now, continuing to boost these up is good. We need to replace this general. Okay. So that's fine. And if we look at this, we can see these are squad artillery at this moment, and that's all fine. We do have these lancers at this moment. We could take them up to light tanks, but we're not at that point technologically right now. So that's absolutely understood. So our recruitment over here is going reasonably well. We're currently at 55k. Noted. I'm doing it. I'm doing 2 more armies. So we're going to create 2 additional armies, and I'm going to create these in like Arabia and then in Anatolia. That'll be fine. So we're going to need to expand these out, of course, and Rabbinical Council, this is fine. Pillage, okay, sure. So we're going to do that, and then we're going to need to recruit some squad infantry. So this is going to be 14. Now, I'm putting these at the bottom of the queue, and I think I'm going to leave them there. That's 15, and that's 20. 30, 40, 50, and 60. Okay. Next up is going to be these guys, which is going to be 10, 20, and 30. And then it's going to be the Lancers. That's 10, that's 14, 15, 20, 30. Okay, there we go. Next, we've got this army over here, which is going to be 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, and 60. Easy enough. And then we've got these guys, which is going to be 10, 20. I don't think that's actually 30, is it? It is, remarkably. Okay, so then this is going to be 20 and 30. There we go. So there's those prepped. But we do need to get some commanders in here. And remember, I put those at the bottom of the queue, and I'm going to leave them there because we are currently busily recruiting for all of these 3 armies. This one just finished, but these 3 are still being recruited for. So for the moment, we'll let that continue and work our way through our construction queues here. Apparently we're building slowly in Armenia, minus 60%. Okay, that's absolutely fine for now. We'll get through all of these pretty quickly in theory. And we'll probably move up these barracks soon enough. But for now, I want to just continue to power through these. I think for the moment, this is fine. We're running a pretty big deficit, and that's understood. It's absolutely fine for the moment. What's our military wages? Okay, they're maxed. Sounds good. So for right now, that's fine. I want to continue this recruitment, and we're up over 60k now. So the real question is, does Great Britain want to mess with us? And I believe right now, if we were to declare this, the answer is yes. So if we go down, oh, there's no diplomatic demand available here because we need to declare neutrality here. Okay, so if we wanted to check on this, we can see. Yeah, this hasn't really changed much. Britain is still at plus 15, and they're probably going to intervene in this. I would expect, let's see here. I would expect Rio de Plata to intervene as well. And maybe Ephesus. Maybe. A little unlikely, I think. So, allied with Ukraine. Noted. And they're not getting any reduction in this. from our actual strength. Interesting. So they're allied, which means that we're pretty much going to have to fight them. Okay. Which means we need to be strong enough to be able to defeat Ukraine, plus Great Britain, plus all of their colonies. Right? Is Manchuria British? They're colored British. They are. Okay. So that is absolutely noted. There's a lot of British stuff out over here, right? But this is... their main power comes from the US and Britain. So that's about 20k. I'm just rounding it here. And this is about 45k. So we figure 65k plus an additional 20. So like 85k would be our current target. We're not there right now, obviously. So these recruitments are proceeding nicely. But we're not done yet. So are we going to want additional armies? We might. We very well might. I'm going to make 3 more armies. Balkans. I have to fully close all of that. Okay. Italy and Iberia. Okay. So with these 3 additional armies, we're just going to recruit in some commanders. There we go. And of course, we're going to get these recruitments underway. I'm putting them again at the end of the queue. So this should be maxing this out. Why is this not showing up as plus 60? Okay, whatever. So this is going to be 30 here. And then this is going to be 30 here. There we go. So that looks good. Again, that's all going at the end of the queue for right now. We're going to get this up to 40, and then we'll need an additional 20 here. And then our siege artillery, 1, 2, 3, and lancers, 1, 2, 3. There we go. That's queued up. And next up, we'll do this. There's all 60 of our squad infantry. There's our artillery. Actually, that was 10 too many. And then like that. So that should be all of our units queued up at this point. That looks good. We are going to need commanders here, of course. We'll need 4. And that's going to be 2, 3, and 4. And then 2, 3, and 4. Perfect. Okay, so we're working on these sulfur mines right now. We've got 6 months on our construction queue. The fishing wharves are being worked on. We've got logging camps behind that, and then we're on to the barracks. There's only 9 pages. We're currently constructing only 5 pages. A lot of these are low construction efficiency, but we will get those done and wrapped up. So that looks good for now. Let's check in on what we've got here. This is all very standard. Okay. Nothing concerning there at all. We do apparently have an iron mine that we could queue up. 2 of them in Armenia. I don't care about that, to be honest. And logging camps in Constantine and Armenia. Again, I don't care about that. So that's absolutely fine. We'll get these sulfur mines finished up. Here in Arabistan, it's very low construction efficiency, and we're working on a lot of these. But the good news is we're going to be done in 5 weeks. And we've got all those fishing wharves. We're starting work on these logging camps. And we're almost to getting those barracks started. So that looks good. Checking in on our recruitment, our previous recruitments are all done. So if we look at this, 64k. We clearly still need more. Very clearly. So 20k, 45k, and 20k. So yeah, 85k is our target. So that seems reasonably fine. We're just going to continue to work our way through these sulfur mines, and finishing the sulfur mines will dramatically increase our construction speed. So all of the logging camps are now underway, and we've started building barracks behind this. Perfect. We've got 5 months in this construction queue, and it's going to be done soon. We will start getting these forces under recruitment within, right now. So that's our very first one for this new set of armies coming in. Looks good. 15 armies is a lot of armies. We're going to have some economic issues with this war, I think, but that's fine. I'm absolutely okay with that. So we're going to get these logging camps done, and recruitment is beginning here. That is very, very good. We need a lot more recruitment, of course. And yeah, sure, treat this as a medical matter. We're down to 10 infamy at this moment, and that's a good thing, but we need to continue to boost this all up. So we're primarily working on barracks at this time. And that looks good. I want to check in here. 127K and 1.22 million unemployment. Okay. So that's really not too bad. But we got to get going on this war. We're running out of time. So our last batch of resources are going to be done here in 2 weeks. That seems perfect. And then we'll just be working on the barracks. And the barracks will construct incredibly fast. Yeah, we've got 40 pages of barracks here, but we're going to be done with that in just like 4 months. So that's looking absolutely wonderful. Are we in debt at this moment? We are not in debt. That's a big deal too. So I'm very happy about that. Okay, so that all looks good. We can see we're up to 27 on the 11th Army at this point, and recruitment will continue. It'll take us a little while to get all of these barracks built up, of course, but we'll be recruiting for the next little while here. And let's check in at our power projection. 65K. Okay. So we're certainly working on it. This is about... Okay, so let's call it 6,500 per army on average. So we know that we're going to go up by 6,500 times 4 plus an additional 5,000, call it. So 6,500 times 4 is 26,000 plus an additional 5,000 would bring us up, in theory, by about 31,000 power projection here. So that would put us at about 96K, which should be sufficient for this war. And that might even be enough to make Britain think twice about actually honoring their alliance. So that's understood. I'm interested in checking in on... Where is it? Here it is. Checking in on this. Okay, so still plus 15. I think Britain will honor their alliance. So we just need to be planning to fight Britain. That's all this comes down to. So we've got about 14 weeks left in our construction queue at this moment. It's just over 3 months. That's really not bad. And we can see we're making good recruitment on this battalion, or these battalions rather, and we're starting to recruit the 12th. So that looks excellent. But we do need to declare this war quite soon. We need to plan that Britain is going to join it, but maybe some of the other interested parties will look at our military power and be like, I don't know about that. We're number 1 at this point in number of battalions, and our battalions are also the best battalions in the world. So that's looking good. Stormtroopers is going to be done in 7 months, which is going to be a pretty decent boost for us because this is mostly passive. That gives us 5% kill rate and plus 5 offense for our infantry. So that's going to be very useful. And we can also potentially grab something like flamethrowers after that. I don't know that we'll have that done before the end of the game, but we can definitely start to work towards that. So that seems fine for now. And our recruitment is continuing, but our construction is going to be done shortly, and we're going to be building up a bit of a nest egg because we're going to be spending a lot of money on this war. So after we're done with this construction, I'm not planning to do additional state construction. We're about 7 weeks away at this point from finishing our construction, and then the plan is to simply build up a nest egg and just have that as a bit of a war chest, right? That's the idea here. We'll see if it works out. So our recruitment is proceeding. We're over half recruited with the 11th Army at this juncture, and that's looking great. The 12th is about a quarter recruited. The 13th is almost started, as is the 14th and 15th. So that's all fine. We do have a bunch of barracks that we're still building, and then we have to recruit people into those, right? We see our unemployment numbers dropping sharply, which is not surprising. So this is all fine for now. Our gold reserves have gone up to 2 million, which is a good thing, for sure. But we only have 6 weeks left on our construction, and our deficit should start dropping, actually now, because we're not putting as much money into our construction. So this is going to be done very, very soon. Yeah, our deficit is definitely coming down, which is exactly what we want to see. Our construction is only operating at about 2/3 capacity. Now it's operating at about half capacity, and we're building up funds. Perfect. So the question is, are we going to declare this war before we have all of these armies recruited or not? I suspect we should probably wait. That's the current theory. So at this point, we're building up a nest egg, and we're going to need it. We're absolutely going to need it. Our maximum gold reserves that we can store is 160 million. So that's absolutely fine for now. We're operating just on private construction. There is an electricity shortage in Israeli East Sahara, so let's take a look at that. This needs to be subsidized. That shouldn't be a problem. So that's absolutely fine. We can decrease the autonomy of some of our vassals, but I don't actually care to do that at this moment. We did lose a general here, so let's get a new one in. There we go. And the 11th is now over 2/3 recruited. Actually, not quite. It's almost 2/3 recruited. I was mathing wrong in my head. So that looks fine. We're busily recruiting that up. The 12th is over half recruited now. And the 13th, 14th, and 15th all have decent chunks here that they have recruited. So that's looking good. The 13th is 25% recruited. The 14th is about 20% recruited. And the 15th is about like 15% recruited. So that's absolutely fine. We'll just continue to recruit up and get our nest egg built. And we're absolutely going to be going to war soon. Checking in on Ukraine's power level, it is unchanged. Britain's is unchanged. And the US's is unchanged. So at this point, we're on track for declaring this war soon, once these are all recruited up, or very close to it. So that looks great. At this point, it's just a waiting game. Just a waiting game. So I would love to declare this. If we were to hypothetically look at it right now, I'm not going to declare this at this moment. Great Britain has gone up in their preference. Okay. So yeah, we definitely need to plan that Britain is going to be involved in this. No doubt about that. 100%. That's going to be a thing. Okay, so at this point, we're almost done recruiting the 11th. Do we want to recruit any more? Take it up to 20 armies. That seems like that would be overkill. And I don't think we have the time. It's almost 1931. We gotta declare this war, and soon. So we're planning that Britain is going to be involved. I don't think there's a way around that unless they break their alliance with Ukraine anytime soon, which I doubt that they're going to. There's a revolution in Anatolia. This is irrelevant. I don't care. Whatever. So that's fine, and the 11th only needs 6 additional battalions now. So that's looking absolutely wonderful. And the 12th is getting close to being fully recruited as well. Of course, our recruitments are kind of slow going into the 15th, but that's going to take time, and as we get the 11th finished, then the 12th finished, it's going to go faster and faster. So that sounds good. Checking in on our numbers here, unemployment is not a problem, peasants is not a problem. GDP growth is kind of stalled out a little bit, which isn't shocking at this moment. We're doing a military buildup, so that's understandable. I do want to fight Ukraine and Britain, which of course means that we're going to be fighting in terms of prestige. I believe this is going to be the number 1 and number 3 countries in the world. Ukraine is, for prestige, considered number 3. And Britain is number 1. So we're going to be fighting the number 1 and number 3. Absolutely. That's going to be a bit of an issue for sure. But we've got a decent war chest being built up, and at this point, the 11th is fully recruited. The 12th is getting close, and we can see we're at about 87k, 88k in terms of military strength. So that looks good. We're just going to continue to build these up for right now. And we also just got stormtroopers finished up. We're now working on flamethrowers. So that's another big bump for us. We're up to almost 90k in our power projection. So that's looking solid. And we definitely need to continue to ramp this up a little bit. 115 and 101. Our recruitments are looking very good at this moment. We are going to have to wrap this up before we do the attack at this point, because I don't think when we're committed like this, yeah, we can't actually start a new diplomatic play. So we have to wait until this revolution that has happened like 48 times. I haven't counted. That's a guess. It's been a lot of times. We need to wait till this revolution is over. So that definitely gives us a little bit of a go signal, right? This is about to be done, so it's not going to take very long. The 15th is over half recruited at this point. The 13th is only lacking 12 battalions, and the 14th is only lacking 30. So we're making very, very quick progress on this. We need to replace this general, apparently. Sure, that's fine. And this rebellion is going to be over very quickly. No problem. 9 additional battalions until the 13th is fully recruited. The 14th, of course, needs 22. And the 15th, up over half. So that's looking solid. And there, that's done. So now we can consider doing this attack. We would need to declare neutrality here. I don't care about this. So we can consider this attack. Plus 22. Yeah. So we need to assume that Britain is going to join this, as is Scandinavia. How strong is Scandinavia again? I was kind of not counting them. 13,000? Okay, so that's going to be like 97,000, but they might have a bit of a hard time getting some of these far-flung forces over. So there is that. Now, we don't have a navy, really. We have this, but this is not necessarily going to be, you know, fantastic. We can upgrade our light ships and our capital ships, which we should probably do. Let's get those upgraded while we're waiting on this last little bit here. Now, it is about time to put a cut in here. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put a cut in after we wait a couple more minutes here for the recruitments to finish. The 13th is going to be done on this week tick. Actually, it didn't. Now it's done. There we go. So the 13th is done. The 14th needs 7 battalions, and then we need about 38 battalions for the 15th. So it's about time to put a cut in. I think what I'm going to do is tick forward for about 2 more minutes here, and then put a cut in, and then right away next episode get started on this war. We're anticipating this to be a very, very big war, but we should be in a position where we can handle it. Theoretically. Hopefully. There'll be a lot of fronts, but we've also got a lot of armies. And we've got a pretty decent war chest built up as well. So that should be, in theory, fine. I hope. And I hope we have enough time to actually prosecute this war, too. I think we do. I think we do. So we need 19 battalions at this point, and that will probably get recruited during the escalation to war. So I'm going to go ahead and put a cut in here, and next episode, we're going to declare this war, and either we go out in a blaze of glory, or we have contiguous territory going into Hearts of Iron. We'll find out which. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Dark Horse, Ethan Feldman, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Punching the Microphone, The Lounge STL, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.